Hello and welcome. I'm Robin, and today I wanted to chat a little bit about why I named my channel BookBoundMama and what exactly bookbounding is. Costume bounding, while not a new idea, has definitely grown in popularity in the last handful of years. The basic idea is taking elements from a fictional character or a historical time period and adding those into an everyday outfit without fully dressing in costume. Usually this is done through color schemes or accessories or even hairstyles. It's much more casual than cosplay because these outfits are meant to be worn in everyday settings. Maybe you've heard of Disneybounding. So to get around the rule of not being able to show up at the Disney parks in full costume, people will Disneybound characters. So they'll pull colors or hint at a character from a movie or a show through their accessories or style or just small elements added to their outfits. So maybe someone Disneybounding would wear something like this, or maybe they'd wear something like this. As far as I can tell in my internet research, the term Disneybounding was coined in 2011, and since then it has taken off. So if you're not familiar with what this is, any internet research for Disneybounding will provide you with plenty of awesome ideas. I've also seen this idea of costume bounding gain in popularity for historical clothing as well. So instead of showing up in full Renaissance attire, a person might just hint at that time period with accessories or their clothing material or style, maybe their hairstyle or their shoes. I first heard this term on Morgan Donner's YouTube channel, but again, any internet research for Historybounding and you are going to find just a wealth of gorgeous examples. But all this costume bounding got me thinking, what about the book lovers? I'm sure there are people already doing this type of thing for books, but I thought it'd be great to give it a name and just really embrace this idea of costume bounding for books. Also, what book lover wouldn't love the layered meaning behind the term? I'm bound to be reading a book, or the actual book binding on a book, and hence the word bookbounding. So if you're a teacher or a librarian and you're reading a book to children, wouldn't it be cool to bring in hints of one of the characters from the book into the outfit that you're wearing that day? And if you're holding a book club meeting or a book party, wouldn't it be fun to bookbound one of the characters? And I'm guessing that many bibliophiles would embrace this idea of bookbounding in their everyday existence regardless. It could be subtle hints added to an outfit that's really just for them, or it could be almost like this secret code for other book lovers out there, especially if you're attending a book convention or another book gathering. And I love that bookbounding can so easily incorporate those other types of costume bounding as well. So for instance, I am a huge fan of A.A. Milne's Winnie the Pooh books. And I love Ernest Shepard's illustrations. They are my favorite. I love the original Winnie the Pooh everything. That being said, if I was going to a Winnie the Pooh book party, for instance, and I wanted to bookbound Winnie the Pooh, I would definitely be dressing like a Disney-bound version of Winnie the Pooh. Because as gorgeous as Ernest Shepard's illustrations are, there's really no color scheme behind it, and it would just be a lot easier and more recognizable to do a Disney-bound version of Pooh. And along these lines, if I was bookbounding from Cressida Cowell's How to Train Your Dragon books, I would definitely show up in a DreamWorks version of Hiccup. And because so many books have been made into movie versions or TV versions, there's this really great visual for doing this costume bounding. So when someone says Harry Potter or The Hobbit, we have this immediate visual of what that looks like. Obviously, in general, bookbounding is going to be a lot more of a personalized experience based on our interpretation of the books. Because if the book is not a picture book and does not have a movie associated with it, then we're relying on the author's descriptions of those characters. but I kind of love this about it, especially considering how many Booktroverts are out there. Costumebounding can be so personalized and so just about one's own enjoyment for the sake of doing it. And then obviously Historybounding can play such a part in this bookbounding movement as well. Think Jane Austen or A Christmas Carol. There are going to be so many opportunities for historybounding within this bookbounding movement. I also quickly wanted to emphasize that costumebounding is not about spending a lot of money, and it's not about acquiring a bunch of things. I think one of the really fun challenges in doing costumebounding is looking for things that you already have in your closet that can work for what you are looking for. Again, this isn't about dressing in full costume, and it's not about consuming and buying more things. I am an environmentalist at heart, and so I really like this idea that with the costumebounding, you can just find hints of these costumes with what you have or borrow them from a friend. If there's a character you really have in mind, then with that character in mind, you will find amazing things with a visit to a local thrift store. And also it gets to be just whatever you want it to be, and as simple or elaborate as you want it to be. Bookbounding is so special because it can be just for you. So when I went to find an outfit to wear today and for this video, I saw this one in my closet with the little art palettes and paintbrushes, and it made me think of the picture book Sky Color by Peter H. Reynolds. I don't know that a lot of people would know what that book is. And even people who do know that book, I don't think a lot of people would look at my outfit and think of that book. But for me, it's this special connection with that book today. Or if I was a librarian sharing that book with children, this would be a great dress to wear on the day I was sharing that. Even if it's not a super obvious thing, it's just a little way to connect and hint at that book. So as I'm starting this channel, I am experimenting with ideas to incorporate this idea of bookbounding into what I'm doing, into my videos or my posts on my site. I am still figuring that out, but I was just really eager to share this idea and to give bookbounding this label because I think that naming something can give it movement, and I think it'd be so fun to collaborate and to see other ideas of what people are doing with this. So thank you for being here. I hope that you will join me on this bookbounding adventure. We are bound to have a good time. Thank you, and I will see you next time. Bye.